One of the biggest pieces of Virgin Voyages news that we reported on back in our 2026 update was Virgin Voyage's new focus on themed and speciality voyages. And uniquely for 2026, Virgin Voyages have released an entire calendar of these themed voyages. So today we're going to take a walk through this calendar to see what to expect if you're on one of these themed voyages during 2026. If we haven't met before, my name is David from VV Insider, and I'm one half of the team that runs vvinsider.com, which is a website dedicated to everything Virgin Voyages. So we make everything super easy to understand, from making sure that you're sailing in the right cabin for your needs, to booking dining and making sure you get a really good deal so you're not wasting money. So if you're planning your own Virgin voyage, you've come to the right place. So we know we've got an exciting year ahead with 2026. Not only is Virgin Voyage's fourth and brand new ship, Brilliant Lady, heading to some brand new locations, but also there's some truly once-in-a-lifetime voyages coming up this year. So let's take a look at the calendar and walk through what to expect when you're on board in 2026. VV Insider is the #1 resource for the latest Virgin Voyages info, guides and news. From picking the perfect cabin to booking dining, or simply just making the most of your voyage and saving money while you do it, vvinsider.com has helped thousands of sailors around the world sail smarter. Support our work by hitting subscribe and stick around to hear how you can get exclusive perks by booking directly with us. So starting off with January. January is known in the Virgin Voyages world as the well-being season, and this is where every single sailing on the Virgin Voyages ships in the month of January have a focus on wellness and well-being. The way they do this is by structuring some new programming all around wellness. If you've ever sailed on Virgin Voyages before, you'll know that wellness is already baked into the brand at a very deep level. This isn't just the fact that they give you free wellness classes along with your voyage fare, but also you'll see it reflected in the food and beverages offered on board as well. In general, the food and the beverage offerings on Virgin Voyages have a real focus on health and freshness. This can be seen, for example, in the galley, where there's great options for some really fresh and beautiful salad options. But also across the other menus on board, every single one of the dishes at the restaurant are prepared and made to order. This means that you're getting fresher and more nutritious meals every single time you're on board. And the wellness season at Virgin Voyages is really highlighting this. So not only will there be more wellness classes available in the lineup, but also they go to efforts on board to highlight those fresher menu options. What's more is there's some unique experiences in the lineup as well, including an early morning wellness social where complimentary non-alcoholic drinks are available to not only get you energized in the morning, but also allowing you to socialize with other people that are on a wellness journey during the voyage. So whether your wellness journey is a temporary thing just for January, or it's part of your wider lifestyle, these voyages during the well-being season are absolutely perfect for you. Moving now into February, and for all you Americans out there, February 8th should already be in your calendar, and that is the big Super Bowl day. Well, Virgin Voyages have made a commitment to make the Super Bowl available to everyone sailing on February 8th. This is excluding Scarlet Lady, who is actually embarking and disembarking on that day, but every other ship in the fleet will be showing the Super Bowl in the Red Room and making a real event of it. Really, is there a better way to watch the Super Bowl than in the Red Room with a huge number of fellow football fans around? And what's more, if your team wins, there's plenty to do on board to celebrate the win or commiserate the loss. Then just a little bit later on in the month of February, there is of course Valentine's Day. And Virgin Voyages are making sure to make Valentine's Day extra special if you're spending it on board, with the Valentine's sailings being a real part of the calendar this year. So expect to see some special sweet treats and some ship-wide celebrations when it comes to Valentine's Day this year. So if you and a special someone in your life is on board during Valentine's Day, then be prepared for a fantastic celebration. The voyages to look out for is Brilliant Lady sailing on the 12th, Scarlet Lady sailing on the 13th, those are both from Miami, then Valiant Ladies sailing from San Juan on the 14th, and Resilient sailing on the 14th as well, this time out of Miami. You don't have to do anything different to celebrate Valentine's on board these sailings, As long as you're booked, you're ready to go. Now, moving into March, this is where we're going to see this year's Red Hot Sailing Club voyage. And if this doesn't sound familiar to you, well, actually, this is a change of name from previous years when these type of voyages were called the Virgin Voyages Celebration Voyages. And historically, those celebration voyages is where you see those celebrations all around the Virgin Voyages brand. In the past, during these celebration voyages, we've seen some really exciting music guests join the lineup. For example, a celebration voyage last year included Mel C when going out of Europe. On other voyages, we've also seen the likes of Sister Sledge and Boy George. It's yet to be seen who'll be joining this special Red Hot Sailing Club voyage in March on Brilliant Lady. But if you want to be in the know, make sure that you stay subscribed to this channel and we'll bring you the information as soon as we have it. You can also head over to vvinsider.com and sign up for our email newsletter. There are already thousands of sailors that are on that newsletter and getting all of the latest Virgin Voyages news as soon as we know it. Now, moving into April, we will see the US Comedy Fest sailing. The Comedy Fest sailings are a fantastic opportunity if you're a fan of stand-up comedy, because this is where Virgin Voyages will invite a host of celebrity stand-up comedians on board the sailing for some special headline acts. We've seen some really big names step on board in the past, so again, if you want to know who to expect during these Comedy Fest sailings, make sure you stay tuned here. The Comedy Fest voyage from the USA this year will be hosted on Valiant Lady, leaving on a round trip from New York to Bermuda on the 11th of April. The availability for that particular voyage is still pretty good and there's some great deals available. If you're looking to get booked on any of the voyages that I've mentioned today, head over to vvinsider.com to find the best pricing and claim some exclusive perks as well. What's more, you'll not only get these exclusive perks, but you'll be helping support the work that we do here at VV Insider, which is to get all of this information about Virgin Voyages across to everyone around the world free of charge. So we'd really appreciate your support. It couldn't be easier. Head to vvinsider.com/book. As long as you use our link, we'll be connected to your booking on the Virgin Voyages website and we can give you those exclusive perks and it doesn't cost you any extra. As always, if you've got any questions or queries or need any help at all, then let us know, get in touch. Now, the big news of 2026. In April, Brilliant Lady will make Virgin Voyages debut in Los Angeles. So this very special sailing will kick off on the 7th of April. And as with the whole of the MerMaiden tour for Brilliant Lady, we're expecting to see big things from this particular voyage. We can imagine that Virgin Voyages are going to be making a huge noise when it comes to launching out of Los Angeles, because it'll be the first time that the brand has visited the west coast of North America. We've already seen some huge news from both the MerMaiden in New York and in Miami, but this time in LA, we're expecting to see a huge party. We're still waiting on the details to know exactly what to expect in LA and on the LA MerMaiden, but again, stay tuned and we'll let you know as soon as we know. Then shortly following that, we come on to May, and this is another MerMaiden. This time it's Brilliant Lady's MerMaiden out of Seattle. This marks the beginning of Brilliant Lady making Seattle her home port for trips to Alaska. The Alaska itineraries in particular are hotly anticipated, and Virgin Voyages have already stated that they're really looking forward to showing sailors what to expect with Alaska on their signature adult-only vessels. This is one that we're really excited to see ourselves. We're going to be on board one of the Alaska sailings and we can't wait to see what it's all about. We've previously sailed to Norway and Iceland before on Virgin Voyages, so it'll be really exciting to see the changes that Brilliant Lady make to those colder weather cruises. Staying in May, we're talking Mother's Day. So the US Mother's Day is in May, and Virgin Voyages are celebrating with some voyages they're calling the Celebrating Her Voyages. Again, we're still waiting on some specific details around what to expect during these Mother's Day voyages, but it does sound like they're doing some programming this year which will make Mother's Day really special on board. Then we get to June, and June is Pride Month. Virgin Voyages have always celebrated Pride on board their vessels. And with the introduction of a regular LGBT meetup in the lineup now, it's clear that Virgin Voyages are wanting to celebrate Pride in a fantastic way. Last year on board during Pride Month, we saw cocktails inspired by the Progress flag, and these cocktails pair very nicely with the entertainment that's on board Virgin Voyages, which is always inclusive. It doesn't need to be Pride Month for Virgin Voyages to be a welcome space for everyone. If you've been on board before, you'll know that one of the happenings cast is the Diva, the resident drag queen on board Virgin Voyages, and she has her own shows, including Bingo with the Diva and a special drag show dedicated to each one of the ships. If you want to learn more about these drag events, then head over to vvinsider.com/events, where we list out all the events that you'll need to know. Moving into July, and that's the kickoff, if you pardon the pun, of the World Cup. The World Cup this year is being hosted in the USA and Mexico, which means many of the matches and fixtures will be scheduled around a time where you'll be able to watch them on board if you want to. So Virgin Voyages have made a commitment that they're going to be showing as many of the World Cup matches on the ships as possible. We understand that many of the larger games are going to be shown in the Red Room, and some of the minor games and qualifiers will be shown in the Social Club. As we're still a few months away from the tournament, it's not clear what the scheduling looks like just yet, but again, stay tuned to VV Insider and we'll try and tell you as much information as we get closer to the time. Moving into August, and our sights are set on Europe. First of all, we have a full solar eclipse on August 12th, and 2 of the Virgin Voyages sailings in Europe will be able to see the solar eclipse for themselves. So first of all, we have Valiant Lady leaving on the 5th of August for a voyage called Eclipse in the Land of Fire and Ice. This particular sailing leaves from Portsmouth and goes up to Iceland via some stops in Ireland and the UK, before returning from Iceland via some stops in the UK as well. Then on the 10th of August, Scarlet Lady leaves Barcelona on a voyage named Total Eclipse of the Med. This particular sailing has some stops in Spain, France and Italy, before finishing off in Rome on the 22nd. Again, the availability for these eclipse sailings is limited, so if you're looking to get booked up, then do let us know and we'll see if we can get you the best deal possible. Then on the 20th of August, Valiant Lady will be hosting the UK Comedy Fest. So just as I mentioned earlier with the US Comedy Fest, Virgin Voyages will be hiring some very famous guest artists to perform during that sailing. This time, of course, the type of comedy will be very different, as this one is programmed for a UK crowd. This particular sailing has stops in Belgium, Amsterdam, and an overnight in Hamburg, Germany, before heading back to Portsmouth. Then moving into September, that is the Eat and Drink Festival on board Virgin Voyages. This particular season is very, very popular with Virgin Voyages fans because it's a time where Virgin Voyages can flex their menu a little bit and show you some new food varieties on board the ship, as well as some brand new beverages too. These limited edition options are only available on sailings during the month of September. And as I say, these are very, very popular sailings. So if you're looking to get booked, make sure you don't miss the availability. Then moving into October, there's the very popular Halloween sailings. If you haven't been along to Halloween sailings on Virgin Voyages before, you are missing out. This is where if you love dressing up and you love a Halloween party, there's no better place to do it than on the Virgin Voyages ships. If you've been on board before, you'll know that events like the PJ Party and Scarlet Night are a great opportunity to dress up and have fun. Well, imagine that energy, but add on the fact that it's Halloween, and you can dress up as silly as you like. Well, that is exactly what happens during Halloween on Virgin Voyages. There are full-scale Halloween parties, there is a fantastic costume ball, and a costume contest as well, with some absolutely incredible prizes for the winners. They have a few categories of who can win, so check the information that we've got on vvinsider.com, especially closer to the time as we learn more about these Halloween voyages as the time approaches. But just know again, these voyages are really, really popular, so if you're looking to celebrate Halloween in a very different way this year, why not try celebrating at sea by booking one of these Halloween voyages? Then as we get to November, that is Thanksgiving. So although these aren't speciality or themed cruises, at Thanksgiving you will see some menu changes, which generally means some really fantastic turkey dishes available at the restaurants on board, as well as some new dessert options as well. So keep an eye out if you're on board during Thanksgiving. Then we get to December, and that's all around celebrating the holidays on board. There are some special holiday sailings. Make sure you check the name of your voyage if you're booking something in December, and you'll know whether it's a holiday voyage or not based on the name of it. But during the holidays, this is where Virgin Voyages celebrate Christmas by not only including some fantastic new food and beverage options, but also hosting some very special holiday themed events as well. So you'll be expecting to see the ship decked out in some holiday decor, and there'll be a very special event called Happy Holidays with the Hostess, which is a very special show only on these holiday voyages, which is hosted by the Happenings cast and the hostess herself, who helps lead sailors to ring in the holiday season in a very special way that only Virgin Voyages can do. One not to be missed, and if you're looking to celebrate the holidays a little differently this year, maybe that's the one for you. Then of course, to round the year off, there are the New Year voyages, where spending New Year's Eve at sea is possibly the best way to ring in the new year. We've seen Virgin Voyages build New Year's Eve up to have some really fantastic celebration at the pool deck with some very special guest artists. Ringing in the new year with a huge pool party and a live band sounds really good fun to us. This is another case where those guest artists will not be revealed until closer to the time. So again, if you're looking at one of those New Year's voyages, or if you're already booked on it, make sure to stay tuned and we'll let you know the news as soon as we have it. We're going to be releasing tons more information about these specialty and themed voyages as the year progresses, but if you're looking to get booked up with some extra special perks and some special deals, then we'd be more than happy to help you. So if you head over to vvinsider.com/book, take a look at the pricing there, and also feel free to read through all of the fantastic perks that you'll get by simply using the link on our website to book your next voyage. It really couldn't be easier to do, and it doesn't cost you any extra. You might even get some bonus sailor loot onboard credit by booking with us as well. It really is a win-win. So thank you so much for coming along as we took a look at the calendar for 2026 with all those specialty sailings. If you've been on one of these themed voyages before, or if you've got one planned this year, let me know in the comments what you think. But until next time, happy sailing.